Alright everyone, welcome back to another one of our NFL team previews. We're going to the Super Bowl representatives from the NFC, the San Francisco 49ers. Jim Harbaugh is in his third season now. He went 11-4-1 last season and looks to this time finish it off with the Super Bowl victory. They officially make the switch to Colin Kaepernick. He is now the full-time starter. There is no Alex Smith anymore. No one looking over his shoulder. The team acquired Colt McCoy to be Kaepernick's backup. Kaepernick's made 10 career starts, so yes, there is still consistency issues, but he's got all the talent in the world. He was electric at Nevada, and he's been electric in his first 10 games. Be interesting to see, once there's more tape on him, how will teams defend him differently? Because he was able to run all over the Packers, he beat the Falcons, and then he nearly pulled off a second half comeback against the Ravens. We look at running back where they've got a stable of backs, starting with Frank Gore. He's very consistent, but 30. He doesn't have many good years left, so this might be the last year left of his prime. But if he gets hurt, which has been a concern for him in the past, he did blow out his knee at the end of his college career. He's broken a hip. There's LaMichael James, the Oregon speedster. He's a smaller back, but he can do a lot. He will be returning for the 49ers too, so it's a bit of a downgrade from Ted Ginn Jr., but you like the explosive, elusive play he offers in the open field. We look at Kendall Hunter, former Oklahoma State. He's been good when he's given a chance. The problem is he doesn't get much of a chance in this deep backfield. And let's not forget Marcus Lattimore, starting on the PUP. He offers them a big back that they don't have, really. I mean, you could say that Anthony Dixon's one, but he's been moved more into the role of a fullback, where he's backing up Bruce Miller, who's one of the best fullbacks in all of the NFL. We move to wide receiver, where the big loss is Michael Crabtree. Out till at least November after tearing his Achilles in training camp. It'll be interesting to see what happens with him. They acquired from the Ravens, the Super Bowl champions, Anquan Boldin. He's a great possession receiver, really opens up the field, hard to bring down, strong, good hands, not the most explosive speed, but a guy you can always depend on. Then it's a battle for the rest of the spots on the receiving corps. We'll just name off a few. Kyle Williams, most famous for his muff punt against the Giants 2 years ago in the NFC Championship game. Austin Collie, who had a great start to his career with Peyton Manning in Indianapolis before a bunch of concussions limited him. You have Kasim Osgood, who at 6'5" is a big target, but has never developed to be more than the Pro Bowl special teams gunner. And Quinton Patton, who had an excellent season at Louisiana Tech and is a mid-round pick. So you really don't have a lot of options. The Niners need Michael Crabtree to get back sooner than later. We look at tight end, where they have Vernon Davis, one of the best tight ends in the game. Great blocker, great receiver, very athletic. The offensive line, when you invest 3 first-round picks, you expect results, and that's what they've gotten from Joe Staley, Micah Iupati on the left side, and Anthony Dixon on the right side, and in the middle you have Jonathan Goldwyn, who at 34 years is old but still a good starter. And then Alex Boone, the undrafted player out of Ohio State, their former left tackle, has developed into one of the better right guards in all football. We're going to go to the defense, where the 49ers have really, that's what really brought them to prominence, is the defense. Starting at nose tackle, it's a camp battle, Ian Williams versus Glenn Dorsey. You'll see who the star will be. But then you have future Hall of Famer Justin Smith at the one end. He's 33, he's coming out with torn triceps. How much does he have left? The 49ers hope a lot because his play impacts what they get out of Aldon Smith, who had 18.5 sacks with Smith in the lineup, but then could not get to the quarterback when Justin Smith left the lineup. Then you have Ray McDonald, who's been excellent ever since becoming a starter. Continue the strong play. The opposite, his side's linebacker on the outside is Ahmad Brooks, who is an average starter at best, but he kind of gets to the quarterback. Expect Tank Carradine, who's coming off a torn ACL, to eventually overtake him. He was explosive when he was at Florida State. We move now to the middle linebackers, where they got one of the best pairs in football. They might go down as 2 of the best interior linebackers of all time. Navarro Bowman, Patrick Willis. They're both tackling machines. They both got great instincts. They're both extremely good football players with noses for the football and want to make plays in both the run game, pass game, and rushing the passer. Move to the cornerback, where they got some talent, but you're counting on a few guys. They're question marks. Carlos Rogers. He had a great first season for San Francisco, slight drop back his second season, but he's still a #1 corner. Then it's Terrell Brown, who's #2, but that's more by default because Chris Culver out for the year, torn ACL. So That's a bit of a loss. They did sign Nnamdi Asomugha, who was fantastic with Oakland across the bay, one of the best cover corners of all time. The problem is the Philadelphia Eagles never figured out how to use him. From early in his career in Oakland, the Raiders knew that Asomugha, despite being a college safety at Cal, is not a slot corner. He needs to be on the outside playing bump and run. That's what he excels at. He's big at 6'2", 210, and can make plays. I believe he is not done. We are going to see a resurgence from Nnamdi Asomugha. And then we have Parrish Cox, who's very good, highly talented, came with some off-field issues, had to sit out some time when he was arrested, beat that charge, so expect him to have a big season. I think he could sneak into the starting lineup if injuries happen and not look out of place. He could be a starter on a lot of teams. We go to the safety, where they drafted Eric Reed in the middle of the first round from LSU. He's going to replace Deshaun Golson, who signed a big free agent deal with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And then we're going to go down to strong safety. It's Dante Whitner. They signed him a few years ago from the Bills, and he's been great. They got the NFL's best punter in Andy Lee. Strong leg, great hang time, doesn't allow a lot of returns. And then they're trying to upgrade upon David Akers' horrible season last year, signing longtime Browns kicker Phil Dawson. You have to think that's an upgrade. I'm predicting this team to be the best team in football, 14-2, and I think they'll be in the NFC Championship game again. And that's this season for the San Francisco 49ers.